Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 23rd, 2022 new moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Cancer. Before we begin this reading, excuse me, let us ask God, Source Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, to bless this reading and to bless us, to banish all that is negative, hurtful, and hateful, bringing forward all that is love, serenity, and guidance. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We need to be mindful of the Ten of Wands. It's a very good card to be mindful of. The Ten of Wands is feeling overly burdened. It's carrying everything on your shoulders and only being able to see the dirt on your shoes. There's a sense here for this moon especially that this moon is a visionary moon, and we'll get into the comings and goings of this moon in a minute, but we can not see it. We're ruled by the moon. The moon is very powerful to us. But what we're going to find, Cancer, is that we can be so weighed down with so many other things. We can feel so overwhelmed. We can feel like so much is changing within our lives that we don't see any of the beauty. We just see what needs to be done. And we just feel what is being piled and piled and piled onto our shoulders. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense. Now we're going to get into this moon in just a moment, right? But we have here the World, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, and we have the Three of Cups. The repeat of the number 3 means that divinity is right here with us. And that's very important. This moon is in Sagittarius. So the Queen of Wands is that Sagittarius energy coming forward quite profoundly. This is going to be a time where we're really looking at a lot of the pain, a lot of the hurt, a lot of the disappointment that has defined us. A lot of things that have happened this year, years before, that were out of our control and that make us feel almost bullied by the past. This is going to be a moon. You know, all new moons are times where we set our intentions, where we look at inwardly what we really desire. But this moon does it on the next level. This moon is the next level. So astrologically speaking, we're at 1 degree 37 of Sagittarius. And for the next 5 months, all the new moons will start in 1 degree of their sign, which is a big deal because there's a sense here of newness, of freshness, of beginnings. Now, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, okay? Jupiter is trine the sun and the moon. So Jupiter trine the sun and the moon, during this day, on the 23rd, Jupiter is stationary, which means that everything that Jupiter represents is magnified. Okay, it's optimism, it's hope, it's energy, it's boundless horizons. Jupiter is known as the visionary planet. Sagittarius is known as a visionary sign. We have the Queen of Wands right here. We have that visionary ability right there with us. So this is going to be a time where we need to see what we want. We can't if we're so bogged down. That's going to be something we need to be aware of. Now, during this moon, 7 planets are going to be in mutable signs. Now, mutable signs mean that there is change. There can also be a bit of chaos, but change is very powerful within mutable signs. The moon, the sun, Venus, and Mercury are all in Sagittarius, which is a mutable sign. Okay, we are ruled by the moon, meaning this mutable sign is even more powerful for us. This Sagittarius new moon is even more powerful for us. Jupiter and Neptune are in Pisces, again, another mutable sign, and Mars is in Gemini. This emphasizes how changeable our world is and how we are molding our world, because there's going to be glimpses of it. Even if we feel like everything is out of our control, even if we feel as if, we're so weighed down, we can't mold, we can't create the way that we want to. We're going to see glimpses of, I could have done that differently. It's going to come in the form of regret if we don't start unburdening ourselves. So be very aware of this, Cancer. This moon lets us see who we want to be, how we want to be, the way that we want to move forward by the end of this year. Okay, this moon affects us until the winter solstice, which is the 21st, 22nd of December. It is the beginning. This affects us to the beginning of Capricorn time period. And that's going to be a big thing for us. Okay? Because there is a sense here of, I am letting my heart move forward. I am letting myself discover. And we're very, very good at that, Cancer. We need to look at what we want to create in our lives, how we want to create our lives, and not be bullied by the past, not be bullied by fear and doubt and anger and upset. The world is opening to us, and we see that really, really clearly. There is such a sense of doors opening, insights coming. That visionary aspect of Jupiter steps forward quite profoundly. Are we ready to see it, or are we going to be overwhelmed by it? When the world steps forward, it doesn't mean that we have to jet set across the world. It doesn't mean we have to live in a crowded, major city or do anything like that. What it means is that what we deeply desire in our lives starts to open to us. We start to see our world opening to us. What we desire, what we want, what we need, what we're looking for ourselves. And there's a bit of celebration with that. And so as the door opens, we're seeing a beginning come. This moon brings forward a powerful beginning. And it leads us to this place of our passions and our desires and what we want and what we need. I always see the Queen of Wands as Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut in Greek mythology was the mysterious goddess of magic and, kind of mystery. Did I say Hatshepsut? Hatshepsut was the pharaoh. Okay, the first female pharaoh, which is coming through here. So there's something visionary that you're going to be doing, some role you're going to be taking on. Hecate is the goddess of magic in Greek mythology. So that's an interesting slip that came forward. So obviously Spirit wanted you to hear that. There is the sense here of magic, mystery, beauty, intensity, guiding us, leading us. But there is that sense, that Hatshepsut sense of, I'm taking on a role, I'm taking on a power that others might not think was made for me. There was no female pharaoh. There was just a pharaoh. So she wore the beard, she wore the garb, and she was who she was. And there's a sense here, Cancer, of being who you are. Saying, this is the power, the intensity, the right of me. And that's what I'm doing. There's a fire to us during this time. There's a fire to everybody. Some let it burn into anger. Some let it just burn away. Those who harness it during this time will stand apart. And that's what Spirit is really saying. There is something that you're opening, something that you are seeing here that really does look at a lot of the heartbreak and pain and disappointment that you have been through. A lot of the things that have kept you small and quiet. And it's like, well, I'm done with that. That's nonsense. I'm not living that lie anymore. Cages that were around us are rusting away and falling away. Because now, for some of us, Spirit just said salt water of our tears. Like, our tears have rusted the bars. Like, we've finally expelled all that grief. And sometimes we need to do that. There is also a sense of release here. There's a sense of a new beginning opening. There's a sense of new insights coming. But what had trapped you and hurt you before, that is leading away. And we're also looking at the things that had been traps and hurts and pains in the past and saying, no, that's not what defines me anymore. With the Three of Cups, we're looking at the people who love us, who care for us, who nurture us, who want us to succeed, and who raise their glasses to us. For a very long time, we've been looking at the approval of people we'll never get the approval of. They'll never like us enough. They'll never understand us enough. They'll never care for us enough. And that's okay. We're releasing them. But what's more powerful about this moon is that we're releasing ourselves. We're being set free. The door is opening, and that's huge. That is exactly what we need. It moves us to the moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, I love that. Full moon in Cancer coming through. So we're coming through so powerfully. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. With the world and a personal issue reaching resolution, the world opens to us because we've come to this point of healing, of realization, of greater understanding. We've reached a point here, Cancer, and it's like, oh, I see it. Oh, I get it. Because I see it and I get me. This isn't about anybody else but me. So the new moon in Cancer right here, that's coming forward as the moon shows us, is that it's us. We're coming fully into our power, fully into our purpose, fully into what we desire. And we're blossoming. This fire, this incubation time, this sense of being warmed, of being cradled, of being cared for, of being understood, has us blossoming into who we want to be. And it doesn't matter if anybody else sees this as a caring, comforting time. There's something here that is igniting within us. There's something here that's moving us forward in love. There's something here that's opening to us. And that becomes the game changer. And it moves us to being very discerning about how we view ourselves in our past. We had been very hard on ourselves before. It was almost like every moment was an opportunity to berate ourselves, to say that wasn't good enough, and oh, that person did it better, and oh, if you only listened. And we're done now. We're done. This moon is showing us to be discerning even with the memories that we're letting in. Everything is felt so intensely during this time. Everything is so passionate. Everything is so alive that our grief can become a living thing that walks right beside us, whispering in our ear constantly. Spirit saying, be mindful of that. It'll take away your joy and your blessing. And that's not what this moon is about. With resistance, we have resisted being cut down, being held back. Through the love of those around us, through our angels, through our spirit guides, we have found our joy. And we still have to resist the pull of people who will never be pleased, who constantly are sucking on lemons, the sense of that sourpuss face always being on them. Just be aware of that. It's like, no, that's not for me. We're resisting that energy, that pull, that hardship. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the King of Swords. We're going to have a tendency during this time to be very attracted to people, and not just, physically attracted, but just attracted with friends and family and just people in the world in general who are very blunt and to the point. People we listen to online, they're going to cut right to the heart of the matter of things. And they're not going to sugarcoat it because you need to hear the truth. Spirit saying, this person can chill. They really can. There's one thing with delivering a message. There's another thing with being cruel. And this person might not actually know the difference, which can be sad. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious tarot message is the High Priestess. The veil is being lifted from our eyes. We are seeing things with intensity and honesty and brilliance that we hadn't seen before. There is more to us here than meets the eye, and that's what we're embracing. There's also going to be a way that we're tuning into the energy of the world around us. There's a saying here that's coming forward. It's like, normal is boring. Like, why be so terribly mundane? It's like, be the extraordinary you're meant to be. Connect with the energy and the power and the wonder that you're so blessed to be able to tap into during this time. It's also very, very strong sacred feminine energy around you. Harness that. Our subconscious tarot energy, not tarot, moon energy, is your dreams need a practical plan, fruition. Your dreams need a practical plan to bring to fruition what you want, desire, and need. Once your dreams have that practical plan, once you can see it doesn't have to be anybody else's practical plan, but this like sketch of knowing in your own mind, then you move forward and you start to create it. You start to bring to fruition what this moon has been guiding you towards. And it's going to be exciting. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. And may blessings, prosperity, and abundance always be with you. May you have a blessed moon, and God bless.